So it's time to do some fencing. Whew, that is hard work. Guys, I'm quite proud of myself. So I ran out to the fencing supply store, it's Diagri near Bungie, and I just picked up some posts and some stock fence. They didn't have a post whacker, unfortunately, so I can't actually put it in today, but I'm going to lay out where the fencing is going to go. This is the first time I've ever done stock fencing, so it's going to take me several days to get right, I would think, but let's get started. Now the plan for this fencing is to break this area up into some permanent ram pasture. My rams can't run with my ewes all year round because of breeding and lineage and genetics. So they can't have their pick. They need to be very carefully chosen who they're going to breed with. So I need to have an area for them to live in most of the year. However, I don't want to make one pen where they can just graze it freely. I would rather shift them from pen to pen to pen to give the ground a chance to recover. So they're currently in this corner pen, which is horrendously built because that's where Monty has been jumping out. So I've had to turn it into a fortress. And then we're going to put in at least 1 or 2 or possibly 3 more little runs of fencing here. So I've opted for 6-foot posts. Now obviously they're not going to be 6 foot once they're into the ground, they'll be 4 foot because I need to bang them in by at least 2 foot. And then your mesh can come in the UK, it comes in kind of 2 main sizes, 80 centimeters or 120. 80 centimeters for most sheep would probably be fine. I'm not so sure with Monty, so I've opted for 120. And I also think it gives me a bit more flexibility in terms of what I put in here in the future. You know, if I've got some calves or something that I just want to put in a holding area, that fencing will be a little bit higher. So for today, I haven't got a post whacker because they were out of post whackers. So I'm just going to kind of lay out where I'm going to put the first 10 posts. I always underestimate the size of this place. Last post. So I'm gonna have to get some more posts. I knew I would anyway, but actually 10 isn't even, I need 11 to finish this main pen. But as I say, I have to go back for the post whacker anyway, so I can just buy more posts. And this kind of shows you the idea. So there's one run there, there'll be another run here, and then there'll be another run here. So we're only gonna get 3 in. But I reckon I can have them in each one for a couple of weeks. It's only 2 rams, so that will give a month, and during the main growing season that will give a month of rest for the first pasture, which should be more than enough. And you know, there's all of this. So if I need to build more, I'll just build some more. Okay, it's another day. We've got stock wire. We've borrowed a post whacker from a friend. We've got 4 hours till sunset, so we're going to try and get this done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure and spray paint one of the posts so I can see how far it needs to go into the ground. You probably don't need to do this, but because I've never done it before, I don't want to put them so far into the ground that then the stock wire is too tall. Perfect. Whew. That is hard work, just for the 10. So they're all in. They're not completely straight, but I am not chasing perfection. I just want a pen that I can safely put my rams in and give them some more grass. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start from the back end, and I'm going to staple the end of the wire onto that end, and I'm going to roll it out and round before I start to tension it. So just a little reminder, guys, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing. And once you've watched me put all of this fence up, feel free to watch some of our other farming videos. Now you'll notice that this last post isn't back into the blackthorn hedge, and there is a bit of gap, and if the sheep really wanted to push through here, they could. I'm just going to put a bit of corrugated tin siding here for now, and then over the coming years I'm actually going to encourage this blackthorn to grow out and cover this area entirely. Also, if I put a shelter in here eventually, I'll put it down this back corner. I just don't want to put the post right into the hedge. It's going to be really difficult with all the thorns in the way. Putting the wire on would be a pain, so just starting it out a little bit and then blocking this gap is perfectly fine with me. Now, having never done stock fencing before, the one thing I did know is you've got to get the wire tensioned properly. I was looking online and I found this. This is a tensioning tool. You put the wire in this groove here, and then you put this around the post and you pull it, and it tensions all the wire. I've started to do it just to get a feel of what's happening, and you can see down there I've tensioned some wire. But I thought I'd do a little close-up and show you how it works. This is never going to be the best fencing in the world because it's the first time I've ever done it. It's never going to be as tense as it can be, but you learn from practice, right? So hopefully we'll do this pen, and then the next pen we do will be even better. The other thing I found that is, I don't have to make this panel really, really tense, because as soon as I start pulling the next panel, it automatically draws this across anyway. Maybe you know that, I didn't, because I've never done it before, but so far, I think it's going to keep the sheep in. Guys, I'm quite proud of myself. I have a pen. I made a pen. I mean, as I said, it's not the best tension in the world, but it ain't bad. Also, can you spot the rookie mistake? Look at the wire. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Look! It's upside down! The small holes should be at the bottom and the larger holes at the top. I noticed a few panels in, and then I thought, you know what, I am not undoing everything. And also it's for sheep, and it doesn't matter if there's small holes at the top and big holes at the bottom, because they're not going through either of those holes. Now you might be wondering why there's 3 sheep in here, and it's because Connie is back in with the rams. The past 4 days she's been an absolute nightmare. In the day she's been fine, but I've come up in the morning, she's out of the electric fencing. It's taken me an hour or more to undo all of the knots in the fencing, and she's been sat next to the ram. Now, whether that's because she wasn't caught earlier last year when they tupped, and she's still hormonal and she's cycling and she wants to be there, I don't know. Whether it's just this time of year, and that we know Monty's hormones were crazy, because if you were watching my Instagram, he was leaping out of his pen. He easily cleared this, which is why I just had 2 above each other. And I'm wondering whether once I confined him to his pen, they were perhaps calling to each other at night, and he was sending her into a tiz, so she was coming to him instead. So for now, the ewe lambs are over there, and Connie's in here. I can't put Cotton in here, because of course Capulet is her brother. So for now I'm going to try and keep the ewe lambs over there so I can move them around the pasture, and Connie is going to be in here, or Consuela is going to be in here until spring, and we'll see what happens with her pregnancy wise. Honestly, for me on the farm, there is no better feeling than moving animals onto fresh pasture. They're happy, they're munching, and that gives me happiness. So I'm so happy to get this sorted, and we're going to see how long it lasts.